What if something as simple as natural, as the way you sleep tonight, could be quietly protecting your brain, or slowly destroying it? Scientists studying the brain's own self-cleaning system have made a remarkable discovery. How you position your body during sleep directly affects your brain's ability to flush away the very proteins linked to Alzheimer's disease and memory decline. We are not talking about sleeping more. We are not talking about supplements or expensive treatments. We are talking about one specific adjustment, a sleeping angle that your glymphatic system, the brain's built-in waste disposal network, responds to better than any other position. If you are over 60, what you learn in the next few minutes could be the most important thing you do for your cognitive health this year. Stay with me. Most of us understand that sleep is essential. We know it affects our mood, our energy, and our immune system. But very few people, including many doctors until recently, understood what the brain is actually doing while we sleep. The brain is cleaning itself. During your waking hours, your billions of neurons are constantly working, processing information, regulating your heartbeat, managing your emotions, storing memories. That immense activity produces metabolic waste. Just like a factory that generates byproducts as it runs, your brain produces proteins and molecules that build up over time. The most important of these byproducts is a protein called beta-amyloid. You may have heard this name before. It is the same protein that accumulates in the brains of people with Alzheimer's disease. A second toxic protein, tau, also builds up and disrupts the communication between neurons. Now, here is where sleep becomes everything. In 2013, a team of researchers at the University of Rochester, led by Dr. Macon Nedergaard, published a landmark study in the journal Science. They discovered something extraordinary. During sleep, the brain's support cells called glial cells actually shrink by up to 60%. This shrinkage opens up the spaces between brain cells, allowing cerebrospinal fluid to rush through these channels and physically rinse away accumulated waste products, including beta-amyloid. This system was named the glymphatic system, a combination of glial cells and the lymphatic system, and it operates almost exclusively during sleep. Think of it as your brain's nightly dishwasher. While you rest, the machine runs. When you don't get adequate sleep, the dishes pile up. For people over 60, this matters even more. Research published in Nature Aging found that the efficiency of glymphatic clearance naturally declines with age. The brain becomes less effective at cleaning itself, which means that any advantage we can give this system matters significantly. One of those advantages, surprisingly, is something as fundamental as the direction you lie down. So if the glymphatic system clears brain toxins during sleep, and we know the rate of clearance varies, what influences how efficiently it works? One significant factor, according to research published in the Journal of Neuroscience in 2015 by Dr. Helene Benveniste and her colleagues at Stony Brook University, is body posture. The team used dynamic contrast MRI imaging, essentially taking detailed pictures of fluid movement inside the brain, to observe glymphatic transport in rats placed in 3 different sleeping positions: lying on the back, called supine position, lying on the belly, called prone position, and lying on the side, called lateral position. The results were clear. The lateral or side sleeping position was associated with the most efficient glymphatic transport. The side sleeping animals showed significantly better clearance of both amyloid beta and tau proteins compared to those lying on their backs or stomachs. Why does this happen? The researchers believe it comes down to how cerebrospinal fluid flows in relation to the brain's drainage pathways. When you lie on your side, the brain's vascular anatomy and the relationship between arterial pulsation and fluid channels appears to facilitate better drainage toward the lymphatic system in the neck and then out of the brain. Essentially, the lateral position aligns the brain's internal drainage with gravity in a way that supports the flushing process more efficiently. Importantly, this is not a fringe finding. It aligns with well-established human observational data. Studies examining human sleep posture preferences have found that the majority of healthy older adults across many cultures naturally prefer sleeping on their side. It has been proposed that this may in part reflect an evolutionary adaptation, the body gravitating toward the position that best supports brain maintenance. Now, and this is important, the research to date has been conducted primarily in animal models. We do not yet have large-scale randomized controlled trials in humans that prove definitively that side sleeping extends cognitive health or prevents Alzheimer's disease. That level of proof takes decades of study. What we do have is a compelling biological mechanism, strong animal model evidence, and observational human data, all pointing in the same direction. And here is the key clinical point. Side sleeping carries virtually zero risk. It has no side effects. It costs nothing. And for the vast majority of people over 60, it is entirely achievable. Now you might be wondering, Does it matter which side you sleep on, left or right? The short answer is, for glymphatic function specifically, the research does not yet distinguish strongly between left and right lateral sleeping. The benefit appears to come from the lateral position itself, not which side specifically. However, there are other health considerations worth knowing about. Sleeping on the left side is often recommended by cardiologists for people with heart conditions, as it can reduce pressure on the heart and improve circulation. It may also reduce acid reflux symptoms, since the stomach's position shifts favorably. Sleeping on the right side, on the other hand, may be preferable for people with certain spinal conditions, or for those who find left-side sleeping causes shoulder discomfort. The practical guidance from most sleep researchers is this: choose the lateral side that is most comfortable and sustainable for you. If you wake up with pain or discomfort on one side, switch to the other. Consistency matters more than the specific side. What disrupts glymphatic clearance most, according to the research, is not which side you choose. It is interruptions to deep sleep. Sleep apnea, frequent waking, alcohol consumption before bed, and light pollution have all been shown to significantly reduce deep slow-wave sleep, the stage during which glymphatic activity is most intense. Addressing these factors may be just as important as optimizing your sleeping angle. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. You have slept on your back your entire life. Or you have a shoulder that aches when you lie on your side. Or you wake up and find yourself on your back no matter what you do. These are real concerns, and the good news is there are proven strategies that make side sleeping significantly more accessible, especially for older adults. First, pillow positioning. Place a pillow between your knees when sleeping on your side. This single adjustment neutralizes the spinal rotation and hip misalignment that makes side sleeping uncomfortable for many people. Research in sleep ergonomics consistently shows this reduces lower back and hip strain substantially. Second, head and neck support. Your neck should remain in a neutral position, not angled up or drooping down. A pillow that is too flat or too thick will create neck tension that wakes you during the night. Consider a pillow that is specifically contoured for side sleepers. These are widely available and clinically studied for cervical spine support. Third, use a body pillow or a barrier behind you. Many people unconsciously roll onto their backs during sleep. Placing a long body pillow or even a rolled-up blanket behind your back creates a gentle physical cue that helps keep you in the lateral position through the night. Fourth, start the night on your side. Even if you move during sleep, research suggests that the early stages of sleep, including the transition into deep slow-wave sleep, are when some of the most important glymphatic activity begins. Starting in the side position sets a beneficial baseline. Fifth, if you have shoulder problems, try placing your arms slightly forward rather than directly beneath you. This reduces pressure on the shoulder joint. Some people also benefit from sleeping with a slightly reclined pillow arrangement, essentially a gentle lateral position that reduces direct shoulder loading. If you have severe sleep apnea, a rotator cuff injury, or are recovering from a recent surgery, please speak with your physician before making significant changes to your sleep position. These are specific conditions that may require individualized guidance. Sleeping on your side is a valuable and evidence-supported step, but your glymphatic system does not operate in isolation. There are several other well-researched lifestyle factors that either support or undermine its effectiveness, and after 60, all of them deserve your attention. Sleep duration matters enormously. Most adults require 7 to 9 hours of sleep for full glymphatic activity cycles to complete. Research from the National Institutes of Health has found that even one night of sleep deprivation significantly elevates beta-amyloid levels in the brain, particularly in regions associated with memory, like the hippocampus and the thalamus. Physical activity is a powerful ally. A 2021 review in the journal Neurology found that regular aerobic exercise, even 30 minutes of brisk walking most days, appears to enhance glymphatic function, likely by improving cerebral blood flow, reducing neuroinflammation, and improving sleep quality itself. Exercise addresses multiple pathways simultaneously. Hydration directly affects cerebrospinal fluid production and circulation. Even mild dehydration has been linked to impaired cognitive performance in older adults. Adequate fluid intake consistently throughout the day, not just before bed, helps maintain the volume and flow of cerebrospinal fluid that the glymphatic system depends on. Alcohol disrupts deep sleep architecture significantly. Although alcohol may help some people fall asleep faster, it suppresses REM sleep and slow-wave sleep, the stages most associated with glymphatic activity. Even moderate alcohol consumption in the evening measurably reduces the quality of glymphatic clearance. Omega-3 fatty acids found in fatty fish, flaxseed, and walnuts have been associated in multiple studies with reduced neuroinflammation and supported glial cell function, the very cells that drive the glymphatic system. The Mind diet, specifically designed for brain health and supported by research from Rush University, emphasizes these foods alongside leafy greens, berries, and whole grains. Finally, stress management matters in ways many people underestimate. Chronic stress elevates cortisol levels, which disrupts sleep architecture and may impair the opening of the glymphatic channels during sleep. Practices such as consistent sleep and wake times, limiting screen use before bed, and relaxation techniques like slow breathing have all shown measurable benefits to sleep quality in older adults. I want to take a moment to be direct with you because you deserve accuracy, not sensationalism. The glymphatic system is real. Beta-amyloid clearance during sleep is real. The difference in clearance rates between sleep positions has been demonstrated in controlled research. These are not myths or exaggerations. What we do not yet have is a long-term human clinical trial that says people who sleep on their side have a measurable reduction in Alzheimer's disease incidence. That type of study would take 20 or more years to complete and is extraordinarily complex to control for. What we do have is a growing and coherent body of basic science, animal model research, and human observational data that collectively point toward the lateral sleep position as beneficial for glymphatic clearance, a function directly relevant to the prevention of neurodegenerative disease. The researchers who conducted the original studies, Dr. Nedergaard at Rochester, Dr. Benveniste at Stony Brook, are careful and credentialed scientists published in the highest-tier journals in neuroscience. Their work has been replicated and built upon by other independent teams worldwide. The practical implication is this: sleeping on your side is a low-risk, zero-cost behavioral adjustment with a plausible and scientifically grounded mechanism for supporting brain health. Combined with the other lifestyle factors we have discussed, it forms a coherent, evidence-informed strategy for cognitive longevity. No single habit will make you immune to cognitive decline, but a collection of consistent science-backed habits, including sleep position, sleep duration, exercise, hydration, and nutrition, compounds over years and decades into meaningful protection. So here is what I want you to take away from today's video, and more importantly, what I want you to do tonight. When you get into bed this evening, lie on your side, place a pillow between your knees. Make sure your head and neck are properly supported. If you tend to roll onto your back during the night, position a body pillow or a rolled blanket behind you as a gentle anchor. Give your brain the alignment it needs to do its most important job while you rest, clearing away the waste that, if left to accumulate, contributes to the memory decline that so many of us fear. Your brain has a built-in system specifically designed to protect itself. Your job is simply to stop working against it and start working with it. The research is clear, the mechanism is established, and the adjustment is something every single one of us can make tonight. If this video gave you something valuable, please share it with someone you care about, a spouse, a sibling, a friend over 60 who deserves to know this. Subscribe to Senior Health Insights for more evidence-based content designed specifically for your health and your longevity. We bring you real science, explained clearly, without hype, every single week. Sleep well, take care of your brain, and I will see you in the next video.